CZ, founder of Binance, posting bullish, and this is macro bullish. This is cycle bullish. It's time to pay attention to what he's saying right here. I want to break down this exact date, October 4th, 2017, not only just for Bitcoin, but for crypto and altcoins in general. There is a lot of really cool data surrounding this post by CZ that is speculating on a 2017 style parabolic bull move, basically is what it is. I want to look at Ethereum and I want to look at ADA in the second half of this video in terms of short-term price action. There is a dip very much in play right now, but I want to show you the confirmation area for the bulls for these two charts, because if this one area of resistance breaks, it could be a very, very good signal for the reversal being in and the bulls stepping in. So hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system, click the link below. We have a free trial going on right now. Join all the members that are joining and try our system out. We've got Bitcoin risk model sitting at a pre-bull market 51, and we've got a bunch of altcoin models back there. We've got our exit planner back here. Earlier, I was having a chat with Zero, and I actually just asked, I said, price prediction in one sentence with reason for Cardano for this cycle going into 2026, just for fun, $7 to $10 by 2026. We'd have to dig more into why Zero is saying that, but go mess around with Zero, our AI, and it's trained on our data, and you can really strategize in really cool ways with the system. So let's start with this. Not predicting the future, and don't get too excited. A September and a past, my first crypto cycle, just data. So he's just revisiting, basically, a 2017 cycle. And what I did was, and I don't think there's any specific reason he did October 4th, but what I did was I wanted to dig into that just area. And there's a few data points here. Number one, Bitcoin dominance. So this is very specific to altcoins. Bitcoin dominance right now, first off, as you see, is kind of making a pullback to these moving averages on the weekly. The 20 in green, the 50 in blue. It's such a normal move. And that's happening right now. Whether it gets there or not, we will monitor and see. But I find it interesting, if you go back and you look at October 2017, check this out. Bitcoin dominance was falling, and then we're actually in October starting to pull back into the 20-week and the 50-week. So that tug of war was going on back then in this October area of 2017. I find that interesting because that's precisely what is happening right now. That was not the end of altcoins. Altcoins still had more ways to go. Number two, if you look at the Bitcoin risk model in our intelligence system as it relates to this date that CZ posted. Check this out. Our risk model in October 2017, if I zoom in, right now, by the way, you see it's at a 51. Well, October 4th, we were sitting at a 65. So right now, Bitcoin is less risky than it was in that post that CZ made from 2017. So Bitcoin is less risky, and there was a ton of upside for Bitcoin. So that's number one. Number two, as we've noted a lot on a lot of these risk models, the way in which Bitcoin is trading, the way in which the risk model is just kind of getting a swing high, the 60s and consolidating for months, swing high, consolidating. It's like nothing we've ever seen in any cycle. That was number one to pay attention to. But if we want to take a specific time frame to compare now you're starting to see even this post that CZ is saying, Bitcoin is even less risky and altcoins are even less risky, right? If you want to go into our risk model for altcoins, it's at a 24 right now. If you go, and this might surprise you, if you actually go to October 2017, if you want to get a sense of how suppressed the market is right now, October 2017 for the altcoin risk model, it was 74. Still room to go, but 74. If you want to know why I'm bullish on altcoins right now, as CZ's posting stuff like that even, this is why. Because we're in a pre-bull move and we're not at 74, we're at 24. The bull move for altcoins has not happened yet. So lastly, another data point is this. I wanted to pull up dormant supply for Bitcoin, and then we're going to go into Ethereum and Cardano price action. But I pulled this up, the dormant supply chart. I was just curious of it. I just like this chart. I think especially how the guys built this in terms of this heat map that we have right here. We have a signal score of 74. And what I want to point out to you really briefly is dormant supply tracks Bitcoin that hasn't moved in over a year. When coins go dormant, it shows long-term holder confidence. High dormant supply means buying opportunity. Low dormant supply warns of potential selling pressure. So when this starts going low, be careful for bull market highs. Look at the chart. I'm going to break down the signal, and we're going to look at October 2017. But first off, just look similar to the risk model and charts in general. You can see we're like falling, and then boom, we're getting a pullback to the upside, and then we're falling again. This is something we've not really seen like in last cycle. It's just one rounded loop, right? In terms of the dormant supply. And then even 2017, similar, one rounded move. And there it is, Bitcoin topping out back here, peaking, the dormant supply peaking at a signal of 100. But here's the deal. We are, if we're comparing October 2017, October 4th, it was an 80 then. It was an 80. And you see how much room it still had to go in terms of Bitcoin price, right? I mean, think about it. October 4th, 2017, it was an 80. Bitcoin price was around 4,200. And look where Bitcoin price went, right? Around 20,000. That was the upside that was in play, even at an 80. Well, similar to the risk score, we're at a 74 right now. We are at a 74, which yes, is high. And yes, we should be careful and monitor this cycle very closely. But all of these signals are strongly suggesting, and especially if you start looking at altcoin data, strongly suggesting, and when you think about the business cycle that we are in right now, the quantitative tightening slowing down, interest rates are starting to come down, pro-crypto legislation, think about all that stuff too while I'm talking. But the data, just unemotional data that I'm presenting to you, is suggesting that there is bull market left to go. And when it comes to things like altcoins, a lot of bull market left to go. So I wanted to share that data with you. I wanted to kind of just like really bring data into CZ's posts because it's fun to look at a chart like that, but you start dissecting the data, it becomes even more exciting. So let's look at Ethereum and Cardano. It's very, very simple for me. For something like Ethereum, we were already anticipating, we've been for weeks, the throwback to this massive multi-year triangle. The throwback has begun. We might continue. We might go to the apex. We might go to this upper trend line around $3,500, $3,600. I don't know. We might continue this dip. The next, like, I would say week, 2 weeks could have that in store. Be careful for it. Especially this. And I want to talk about the bullish confirmation as we talk about this. We have the 20-day falling below the 50-day. We're getting a nice little pullback. People might be getting all bullish. Here we go. Bulls are stepping in, and then boom, there's rejection, right? Well, that can very well happen. That would be a very normal move, especially if we're going to continue our way to the target of this symmetrical triangle that we were tracking, right? And a throwback to this massive triangle. But if Ethereum breaks above these moving averages, on the short term, start paying attention because that could be a very strong bullish confirmation for the short term. I want to mention something to you. We have a very similar thing that has played out very recently. This is not that long ago. This is like May to June to July. You see this move right here into consolidation. I'm just going to take the fractal just for fun, but look at that. And what's happening? It's very similar to what is happening right now. That 20-day was falling below the 50, right? Let me zoom in here so we can see this better. 20 was falling below the 50. The 20 is in green, falling below the 50. Ethereum falling and then pulling back into those moving averages area. This is the move that's happening now. We wait. There could have been rejection right here, rejection and then down, but we got a bullish confirmation, a break above those moving averages. This is exactly where we are right now. We are pulling back into the moving averages. What happens there? What happens at around $4,400 to $4,300? That's what I'll be watching on Ethereum. And it's very similar with Cardano right now. You can see Cardano, even in terms of this like move of higher highs and higher lows across, days on this daily, it looks like it wants to break out. The question will be, do we get a move to the 20 and 50? So this is like 85 to 86 cents. And if we get the move, does ADA break above that area? This is important because right along that area is this wedge that we've been tracking. So there's the higher highs. Here's the higher lows. We broke to the downside. So we broke to the downside and we're getting a little bit of a pullback potentially right now. We want to see Cardano really break strongly above 90 cents and into the mid 90s to really get a bull confirmation on Cardano. Until that happens, and it could happen fast, everybody. All of a sudden, we could be at 88 cents. Boom. That's one step, right? And then from there, it's like, all right, what's it going to do here? Maybe there's sideways and resistance, and then boom. So that's the move for Cardano. I'm waiting. I'm tracking. But please keep in mind, similar to Ethereum, we might just get resistance below these moving averages, and we might fall to the target. It could be a rough next couple of weeks for crypto, for altcoins. Who knows? I do not know. But I do know on the macro, I'm bullish, and I try to present some data in this video that's a little bit different. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, hit that like button. If you're not in our intelligence system, get into these tools. We have a free trial so you can try it out. Just make sure you cancel before the trial's over. And if you don't like it, it's cool. But join our members and try us out. At least start planning. So I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.